What if you can't get your breakthrough because there's a curse at work? You participated in Halloween as a child. Is that still affecting you today and your breakthrough? Curses don't go until we break them.
Welcome to the Prophetic Spiritual Warfare podcast with host Kathy DeGraw.
Hey friends, I'm back with my Halloween rant again. And today I want to say you have no idea the demonic spirits behind Halloween, okay? And you have no idea the devastating impact it can have on you and your family years later. As I've been part of delivering people internationally, I am always amazed at the lasting effects our childhood has on us. One of the many things that parents subject their children to is actually hypnotism. In the high school years, a hypnotist will come in, the parents will pay $3, and the kid will get hypnotized. And that affects them for years to come. And I remember when a hypnotist came to my child's school, and when they could pay $3 to partake, I took my child out of school for the day. Why? Because that is witchcraft, all the evil spirits being expelled, thrown into the spiritual atmosphere. And as a deliverance minister, I hear about this years later. And it's the same, guys, with Halloween. We think this innocent fun, or hey, let's have our child hypnotized, this exploration. It's the same thing with Halloween, okay? There's no such thing as a fall fest, as a church trunk or treat, as an evangelistic friendly event. You are still celebrating the devil's holiday. And it is time that we wake up and understand that we're participating in evil and we're opening the demonic realm to our family, to our friends, and to our church. I know the deep effects of this spiritual warfare in the atmosphere, guys. And it is not worth one night of fun and all the sugar and candy. There are countless lives that are secretly sacrificed. The curses and spells go up against Christians and all the ill effects that people are suffering from years later. I'm here to tell you, you are acknowledging an evil holiday, okay? Do you ever wonder why sometimes you can't get deliverance? Do you ever wonder why things happen, why you don't get your breakthrough, okay? There's spiritual forces that bind us and restrict us that we don't get the breakthrough because they still have a legal right, okay? In 1 Thessalonians 5:22, it says, stay away from every kind of evil, okay? Halloween is a representation of evil. And Ephesians 5:11 says, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. We don't see the devil celebrating Good Friday with us. So why do we want to celebrate Halloween with him? Dressing our children up and saying, oh, it's innocent, is justification. I think sometimes we need to go back to those WWJD bracelets. What would Jesus do? If Jesus was walking on earth right now, would you take him trick-or-treating? Would you have a fall harvest pet fest with him? Would you allow him to see what you're doing? Would you want to do it, or would you want to be with him? We need to live like Jesus is here on earth now. The Holy Spirit is in us. So why are we participating in an evil force? Satanists, witches, warlocks, and others, they desire to destroy Christians. And actually, they go to the stores and curse the candy that you're handing out. Yes, an object can be cursed. The candy is then consumed by you or your children, And in the demonic realm, when they give you an item of theirs, or they curse it, or they obtain an item of yours, so even if Satanists are going trick-or-treating and you're handing out those little communion cups or candy or tracts, they still have a point of contact in the spiritual realm, and exchange happens. We have no idea. People who worship the devil make it their lifelong mission to destroy Christians. They pray for 7 to 12 hours a day, more than Christians pray. They spend their time cursing, destroying, putting forth destruction in the spiritual realm that wreaks havoc on our lives. And then we can't figure out why we can't get healed of a disease, walk out of an emotional ailment, or receive complete deliverance. I had a witchcraft curse put on me about 4 or 5 months ago. It was a serious one for health, and I had to break it, guys. And, I'm like, how did they get through my armor? Sometimes things happen. We live in a fallen world. Demonic people spend more time praying against you than you do praying against their curses. They're committed, organized, and obedient to their cause, more so than a lot of Christians. Their curses can be sent forth because we don't believe in the demonic realm. We don't pray offensively. We don't take warnings seriously because we don't believe this is real. We're like, well, I'm redeemed from the curse. I'm redeemed from the curse. Well, in Ephesians 6:12, it says, for our fight is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, and against spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. In order to live a life saturated in the full pureness and presence and holiness of God, we need to abstain from all forms of evil. In Psalm 91, it speaks of God's protection against us. His protection is when we dwell in that secret place and live according to his word. We need to dwell in that place of holiness. Light and darkness cannot exist together. We are the light, and we should not participate in the darkness. Curses are real, guys. They're real. A lot of you know my friend John Ramirez. He was a top-ranking Satanist for 25 years. And he said, it's all I did was curse Christians day and night, sending forth Christians. And now we don't think those things are real. They are very real, friends. So we got to tighten up what we do, what we believe in. We have to rebuke the enemy and he will flee from us. And we can't choose what we do or do not participate in. There's a spiritual realm, and our participation in these evil things, the works of the flesh, can be the very reason we're not getting a breakthrough. Guys, I encourage you, go over to Amazon, get my ebook, Say No to Halloween, get the facts, give it to your friends, prove your faith, and walk out your freedom.
Thank you for listening to the Prophetic Spiritual Warfare podcast. Receive additional teaching through Kathy's web church, Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and Facebook, or through her Prophetic Spiritual Warfare book. I invite you to visit kathydegrawministries.org for books, mentoring, blogs, or to invite Kathy to speak at your event. Follow Kathy on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram at Kathy DeGraw. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate, and review the show. This helps our show rise in the rankings and reach more people to bring forth deliverance.